It was about the third week into Kathy's weight loss battle where things really started to go downhill. She was eating salads 4 or 5 times.
I see the light inside you, brighter than the skies. Hold on, just let us escape and fly away tonight. We have the world in our sight, and I know together we'll be alright. Can you see forever we will go? We are forever learning, one step at a time. As long as the world is turning, I'll be by your side. We'll keep the fire burning, I'll never see you hurt. You know I can't explain it in a way of words. We both know that you'll understand, and you'll see if you take my hand, and I'll go out of my own way for you, for you. I'll go out of my own way.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go through the sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Lions roaring in the morning sun, searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way. Birds chirping and I hear my name, grasping into a life. Life is happy but it's so insane. We must merely make a start. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a walk. Savannah. Lion's gonna come. The birds have just begun. We will always take a stand for the people, for the land. Let's go back to when we were young. For the animals we stand. Let's go back to when trees were swung. Kids across the land.
Savannah, I'm coming home, Savannah. We'll never be alone, Savannah. The beauty of the world, Savannah. Let's all take a walk, Savannah.
Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome on in. This is OP White versus Team Revelations. And I am going to be joined with my lovely friend, the owner of Team Oculus Performance, also known as OP in short. That's going to be my boy right here.
Hi, I'm Aatrox. Nice to meet you. Good to talk with everyone out tonight. I'm not normally out here Codcasting. Normally we got Nico, we got Burr, we got someone out here to work with us. But I'm really looking forward to being able to see this match with you, Trix. What do you think is going to happen? You've seen Revelations. You've seen a lot of these other guys play. I mean, what you got?
Well, first off, I got to give a bit of an edge to Revelations just because they have their more of a fuller roster here of players that play next to each other a lot and in a competitive sense, or somewhat competitive sense. And then over on the side of OP for tonight, we do have a completely different look. It is going to be one player that's sharp in snaps A. And over on the other side of things, we have like three other players joining him that are all, former dinos from former rosters of Oculus Performance. So it's going to be interesting to see how these teams end up stacking against each other and how the action kind of unfolds, as the first map is going to be the, I believe Garrison is what we're going to be having first for the hard point. So we're going to get ourselves into that one, but right now we do have some stuff we want to talk about beforehand, and I want to, bring more light over to our friend here, Aatrox, who, again, is one of the top people, is the top person in OP. Is there anything you want to talk to the fans about Call of Duty and in general with Oculus Performance, and maybe a bit of outlook as we start to get a few things resolved here on the side, if you want to just talk about COD in Oculus?
Well, there's definitely a couple of things that's been frustrating that we've had to deal with lately. We've been working on building our second and third teams and just getting everybody together. And it's really, really been a grind. I'm so grateful for having people like Burr, having people like Snaps and Carl, guys who are out there trying to make it happen, our team captains, our staff. It's been fucking amazing to be able to work together. And we've actually been working with getting a productions team. You'll see a lot of the people in the chat right now, like Laps Knights, our editor, Etta, one of our streamers, same as Clark. A lot of these guys come out support, and it's amazing to be able to work with these people. It's really, I'm one of the luckiest people in the world to be able to actually sit down and enjoy this with them. And I'm grateful for it every day.
Cue the awe soundboard button off of that one, as it was a nice little cute conclusion to your little thank you for those people. And I have had the luxury of getting to meet a few of these guys and have some calls and share some laughs and jokes with these guys, and they're definitely a bowl of fun. And I look forward to meeting the rest of these members of the production side of things, streamers and whatnot, as Oculus Performance. I think if I'm going to define the organization, it's very boisterous. A lot of conversation from both people that are in, staff to playing to just community fans. Everybody comes together in their cord, and it's just a really nice, like, melting pot. Nobody's really too above others in conversations and all that stuff. So, we all do have the match coming in, so I'm just going to give the players the go-ahead to start things off. But, Aatrox, you're doing a great job in building this brand right now, man.
Well, I really appreciated it, and I can't take all the credit. It really goes out to people like Burr, people like Clark, the guys who are really helping, are the foundation of what we're doing right now. Without that actual assets and the time we took to put together and work together, I don't know where I'd be. I'd probably be just playing COD off my own, bored out of my mind, and bitching about GAs, which I'm about to do anyways, because why? I love the AK and the 1911 too.
See,
You're killing me.
I think part of it is down to the actual devs just not making it balanced enough. Like, sure, everybody loves the AK, everybody likes this gun, everybody likes that gun, but they like the gun. They don't like the fact that it's overpowered. Like, if it was balanced, Like it was more, if it was more balanced with the other guns in the AR slot or the submachine gun slot as well, even because they can kill at both. Like an AR can kill in such a short distance as well, just as well as long distance in some gunfights or in most with the AK. And yeah, no, it's definitely interesting with that, with the GAs or the bans over on that side. But now we got map bans also, which we're going to talk about further on later on in this series here, as we're jumping in straight into this first opening map. And it's going to be, Team Revelations over in the blue, and over in the white and pink, we got ourselves OP white. And wow,
like that.
Very vibrant, and the start with Flix is going to be quite vibrant as he gets himself one big kill down the middle of the map. But Oct is going to go big and not go home just yet until he still doesn't have a death on his name, as he's continuing to still finesse himself around to help support his teammates. And he's going to catch snaps moving up that ladder, and he's going to pop him right in the head like a balloon at the end of a child's birthday party. And Aatrox, what are your thoughts on Hardpoint in general, just watching it as a spectator for so long?
Man, Hardpoint is definitely one of the better game modes that they've brought to the competitive side of things. I like Hardpoint. I like Respawn in general because it really pushes you of how you play, your tactics, and how you position your team and how you work together. Now, if you're looking now, you'll see first one on point, next one is going to the next spawn. They're locking down, they're playing together, and they're making their plans. They know what they're doing, and they're organized. They're structured, and they got a plan, and they're fighting for it. And it's really, really interesting to see, because it's not like S&D half the time you can see someone in a corner. These guys have to play. These guys have to move and really get in there. And that's what I really like about it, Trix. It's really, really amazing.
Yeah, and right now you did see that defensive hold do wonders to stop the first wave of OP white players, but they may manage to come on in and slither in like snakes during molting season into that point and sort of just get rid of that scummy layer above and just find a new sort of grasp, some new sort of beauty out of their second push. And that was able to get them all that hill time, the rest of the hill time, and continuing to grab scrap time is going to be number 7 in Flix. But the rest of the team did such a nice job in rotating out and taking advantage of a few kills to catch some players off guard on the rotations. And you're going to see Team Revelations now really having a tough run at things, moving on over to the next hill. This is P number 3, and Lone Wolf's gonna be working alongside one of his players, and Oct in the back, which Oct has been the mastermind behind this Team Revelation side so far, been out playing pretty much everybody on the map, aside from maybe, Flix and Snaps over on the other side of things that are also trying to keep level with their opponents here. But Oct, with this AR, has been putting in great work, and it's interesting to see the Krieg doing so well and not really getting much much talk of needing any nerfs, or any buffs or needing any GAs, yet the AK gets all that attention. Do you feel like there's anything around around this AR that is maybe questionable, Aatrox?
Well, really the Krieg, when you're looking at it, it's sitting there. It's a laser beam cross map. Right attachments. We're talking about the horizontal buff for the horizontal recoil and the buff for the vertical. You're looking at what? If you add both of the attachments together, the infantry compensator and then the special grip for it, you're looking at 20% on both of them. That gun is just an absolute laser beam, but it doesn't put out the damage at the right time, and I think that's why it's not hitting those GAs. I think it's just barely getting by, but it is an absolute destroying machine. Now, we're definitely seeing a lot of plays right here, a lot of focusing on the spawns and everything else. So it's really, really wild to see how just steamrolled we just got off of the spawn, get pushed straight out. I mean, I'm hurting right now seeing the old timers getting their ass beat. Damn.
Oh, the old timers definitely put a bit of a kick in their step as they were able to keep things really tight here and even get themselves back into a minor lead, growing that one up a little bit. And I do mean minor in the right sense here, Burr, as you continue to play off this one. The Framley and Snaps really doing great job here, right next to Flix, all leading the charge over on the side of OP White. Burr still needing to maybe pick up himself a little bit, maybe find a bit of a crutch or a cane to help him walk around better around this map. And Team Revelations, Oct, just doing everything. The man is on a mission, and if there wasn't 2 tanks, maybe a few more on the map here, I'd say Oct was the only tank on the map, as he's being able to mow down so many of these players on OP White. He went on a 7 streak, I believe, earlier with the Krieg, and it just goes to show how one man with the Krieg can really stretch another team thin, as they're keeping the score very tight off of his very important gunfight wins and his basically him staying alive.
Now, I can really see that with Oct. Oct is doing exactly what you want an AR player to do. He's sitting at the back, he's holding the angles, and he's preventing the flanks. Especially with that point, it's an extremely hard point to break when you're trying to push it through the front or even flanking the lights and L. But when Oct is sitting back there, he's holding his angles, he's watching what he's doing, and he's got that range, he's got that planning. Now we're going to move over to this other point. Now he's going to be trying to push in the middle, and I think he's going to get dropped up here. I think he's about to see the end of his reign of his 19-7. Jesus Christ, he is smoking today. He didn't come to play. He came to win.
He came to smoke, apparently, if you're saying he's smoking. As Flix is going to be doing some great stuff over by Caution to help support his teammates here on this point, as Burr's going to have to deal with Lone Wolf, and it looks like Lone Wolf's nade's going to maybe deal a bit of damage to Burr, but Burr gets the best of Lone Wolf. And Snaps, speaking of Lone Wolf, is going to be the Lone Wolf moving on over through bricks right now. You're going to get a little bit of assistance as they're going to be setting up early here for this rotation on over, and he's got to get ready as Snaps gets taken down big time up top green, and green control is massive on the rotation of this one. As Flix jumps up using the tank, can he get the second kill? He sprays around, but Oct there to grab the second. That's going to put him in a 2-piece situation right there, and he's going to continue to grab a control of this upper green room, and that control is going to be scary, but Oct gonna continue to keep his life there, and he's gonna jump out and help his teammate take down Burr, and that's gonna be Lonely Wolf and Oct doing a great job in securing that hill for their team. And OP White, they did a great job in grabbing time off the previous one, but now you're gonna see Team Revelations once again swing the score back to nearly even coming off of this next hill.
You ain't playing around. This right here's got me back and forth. It is a close match. Revelations with a lot of the young blood, a lot of the younger players coming out, and then you have some of the older guys with Oculus. It is crazy to see the white players play up against Revelations. It is just, it's close. Like, I'm sitting here biting my nails watching this match, and these guys, I mean, they're not no slouch either. These aren't just pub stompers. These are comp players. We're talking about GBs, talking about CMGs. These guys really care and take a lot of passion in what they're doing. So to see them sitting there fighting it out like this, and you see the positioning, and they're all playing it, and they're knowing what they're doing. I bet you right now, if we were to open up their comms, it's going to be them constantly chatting back and forth, and to the point where everyone would know what's going on in the map, and no one would even have the eyes on what was going on physically. It's crazy to see how these guys come in together and work together and just dominate with their positioning, dominate with how they're sitting there and approaching things and winning their gunnies. Especially with Oct just really tearing up the field, 27-12. Jesus Christ. Trixel, what do you got to say about that?
Well, man, his 27-12 is absolutely monstrous, but I want to make a little bit of a note right here. We're seeing the Bullfrog in use right here by Kairos. Quite interesting to see it out, as it didn't get really touched much in a lot of the streams past the former OP Gold team with Visitox, but now we're going to see the side of Team Revelations look to bring it out. Maybe a little bit of trickery if they're using it in as shade, but most likely not. It's definitely just a bit of a comfort pick probably for the other player, as the Bullfrog has been feeling a lot better since a buff that it received, I want to say, a few patches ago, and it doesn't surprise me that players are rocking it, but it hasn't been necessarily meta gun for submachine gun players. And right now you are going to see Kairos playing onto the hill. He's going to have to take out Framley to the left, but he's not. He's going to lose that angle. Flix is going to come in with 2 kills. Framley picks up the 3rd. Snaps is going to pick up the 4th player after that player drops Framley, and there's going to be a clear point for OP White, but the time has gone the way of Team Revelations big time right now, with 198 points to 163 and counting. We're going to be moving over to that next hill. We're going to see Team Revelations #1 in Kairos. He's going to be the closest to that. He's going to decide to just play the back spawns here to try to take out a few players. He's going to give away his position with a few shots there. He's going to give his back up to Framley, and Octo going to continue to do some damage with a 5 streak in lights. He gets taken out, so now OP White, it's your time to shine and get into this point and stem this bleeding, as right now you're down 209 to 164 as we see some kills come through for Cairo. The rest of the team of OP White spawning back and forth. Kills are back and forth. Pinstripe kill feed, but now the blue starts to come through, starts to bleed through, and we might see the blue end up taking a win in the end here. But it's 215 to 167 with more to come from this map. Right now, connection interruptions, not something anybody wants to see. I hope the players aren't dealing with the same stuff that we're dealing with right now. Right, Aatrox?
I hope not. Do we know who's hosting this match? Is it their host or our host first? It'd be really...
I have zero clue who's hosting this one, but as of right now, these players have to play on this connection, because if they don't keep playing, then the win just automatically goes to Team Revelations. I don't think there's a
you're right.
There's a single thing anybody can do here as Team Revelations. They're just going to take the win here, it looks like, with the internet interruptions that went through. That's quite catastrophic, in my opinion, to have an end this disappointing. But you know, Oct, I feel like we have to give him his credit, you know, credit where credit's due. He was definitely the most outstanding player on the map for the entirety of the map, with the best score at the end of the day, and definitely some of the best highlights throughout it.
Oh yeah, Oct was tearing it up that match, especially seeing some of the COD players for Oculus Performance Wide as well playing out. Now it's time to figure out what we got to do to fix this, because this is definitely difficult.
We're gonna have a different host for the next. It looks like for the next one, as we flip flop the host back over. But now you guys can see the updated score. It currently is 0-1 in favor of Team Revelations, as we're just in between the maps right now, folks. Those of you that have been dropping your follows, and a few of you that dropped your subs early on, welcome to the OP family, the OP community, the OP army, whatever you want to call it. It's OP. And
hashtag OP indeed.
Hashtag OP indeed. As we got a ton of people in chat here. We're rearing about 30 viewers, just on the brink of that, just on the cusp, sitting at 29 viewers. And holy smokes, there's a ton of you in here giving love to both the players and to each other here, chatting it up. We love to see this. And the mods, you guys are doing a great work in controlling this and being active as well. Shout outs to you guys. You guys make the action, make the whole scene kind of work without us on the side of the viewers, and much appreciated. As we're going to be moving into map number 2, unless they do decide to replay this one. I would personally hope they don't. Just because, you know,
I'm ready to see this host swap back. I think that it's definitely
search and destroy. I like search and destroy a lot.
Oh, I know who loves search and destroy. OP White, they love it because that is their bread and butter, son. Well, I'm really excited to see the search match.
Well, unfortunately, we are going to see a replay from what Burr's been telling me here, is that there's going to be a replay of this one, and
replay of final.
Well, a replay of this map, and
all right.
I don't know if they're gonna, you know, go with the score that was in the game before the lagging started to happen, or how they're gonna do it. They might replay the whole the whole map, as we're gonna see a Garrison hardpoint coming up shortly for you folks. As I'm gonna fix this score right now. It's not gonna be an 0-0-1. It's gonna be an 0-0. As
I'm seeing it now where they're agreeing to 0-0 it and start out from the beginning again. Yikes on the type of that connection.
So while we're having the lobby switch over, I think, to a new host, I just wanted to get your opinion on the recent, you know, changes when it came to maps recently in the rotation. We see in the hardpoint, we see Cartel get booted out, we see Raid come in. We see in Search and Destroy, we see Crossroads get booted out. We see Raid come in. And then in the Control, we see Moscow get booted out, and we see Raid get put in. What are your thoughts with those maps that got taken out, and whether or not Raid is really a solid enough map to cover all 3 of those game modes in a competitive sense for this COD?
Well, I'm going to start off by laying down the law. Moscow. Control. No. Defense. It's almost a guaranteed win. You got to the point where you're watching pro players, you were watching scrims, and all that other, and they were constantly. It was whoever's on defense won. So whoever had the first defending round, if they had the last defending round, they were winning, and it was just so broken. It was so confusing. And let's be honest, anyone who saw the arrival of Raid knew what was going to happen. People loved it in Black Ops 2. People love it now. And you're really not going to be able to bring something like that in and not see it come and make a massive wave in what people are coming to play, what people are coming to watch, and what these pros really developed their skills and showed their skills off the most on. I know B and Bird talk about it all the time about Scump playing on Yemen's, Black Ops 2 maps, stuff like that, where Optic was making its bones and it really proven themselves and go in public with a lot of this stuff. This is where these guys come from. I could never see it have gone any other way than Raid being brought in. Cartel, everyone hated Cartel. It was GAing the tower. You were GAing areas and rooms of the map. I didn't care for that. And I agree with the GAs themselves, but the fact that you had a GA half the map, I mean, it's competitive. It's not competitive. It's just trying to find a way to make something that's bad good, and you're not going to do it. So I'm completely supporting them cutting Cartel out. Moscow, Control, it can go as well because it was not good for the competitive scene. It was just the same trying to break a hill, back of A, constant pain. Now, Crossroads.
Search and destroy.
That I will dispute.
Crossroads, search and destroy.
That I will dispute. Crossroads Search, that was fun to watch. You never really knew what was going to happen, but it played fast, and it kept the action going. I know that Crossroads Search is probably one of the fastest maps and fastest styles because of the size of the map and the game mode. Whether you're not having the respawns where people are going to get brave, and you'll see the most nasty plays where people get up in people's faces, when people start making shit happen.
Well, that's part of the issue, though, right? Is because a smoke on such a fast-paced map like that for offense is so much more powerful. You smoke off that A bomb site, you can get into that A bomb site super quickly as well. Right off the rip, you just send 1 to 2 people there. Usually, Cliffside only has 1 to 2 people there. If not, a lot of times it ends up not having somebody there. And the teams kind of posture using top fire. Inside of fire, maybe 1 to 2 players, and then one person watching outer street from, that one hill in hardpoint. So the smokes become so much more overpowered because they get you to the bomb site in less than a second. You're at the bomb site with the smoke in somebody else's face on the defensive side. It ran too quick. That's just how it ended up ultimately coming down to why that one got pulled out. And I completely understand your argument for you liking the entertainment of it, the entertainment value as a spectator of the fast play of it. But ultimately, Raid could be slower played, and you could see a lot more entertaining stuff come out of it, in my opinion. And I look forward to the pros playing on it in Search as well. Now, moving into our hard point, we are going to be back on Garrison, and now, if they are going to be playing the whole thing out, which I believe they are, what are your thoughts going into this one? As it is the replay, these guys played each other once already on it just now. You guys saw. What's the kind of thing to take away for each side?
Well, I want to start off with Snaps running the Orbeez camo, because that is all I can see is white Orbeez all over that gun. That's all I can ever see with that diamond particular pattern. Just going to throw that out there right quick. It looks like white Orbeez. I cannot unsee it. Certain people in the Discord pointed out to me, I could never unsee it. Fuck you, you know who you are. That being said, seeing these guys come out and play this map, they know what's going on. They know what the other team's doing, and they're starting to combine and starting to think and starting to be more proactive about planning with what's going on. What we're seeing is definitely a failure on OP White's side. We're seeing one at a time pushing in, and it is difficult to watch.
Kairos just got a massive kill streak right there. I don't know if you noticed it, but big time props to him. And now he's even picked up an AR here, so he's going to be able to lay down more law right here over this point, as Kairos is going to be the one to pop off for his team. And instead of being Oct, this time around, we're not singing Oct's praises too early on, as we're going to be singing more Vortex and Kairos praises for the side of Team Revelations. And over on OP White, the Framley sitting with a massive donut, which I ate a donut not too long ago. And Burr, he's going to be the one stepping up a little bit. The man's got some legs, I guess. You know what they say, old people, usually on 3 legs with that cane. But Burr's, he's got he's got a nice healthy 5 right now, as he's still sticking in with these young guns on OP White. But Team Revelation's really running away with it early on.
Oh, absolutely, and it's really, really difficult to see, especially coming out of the Reaper, where it's such a close match early on, and now it's just domination. I'm really interested to see who they swap the host to, because Fram 1-5, that is, oh my God, that's hard to look at, especially being the owner. But coming through with Revelations, I'm really proud, and I love working with Kairos. He's the guy who owns Team Revelations. He's actually playing in the match right now. He's a wonderful guy to actually play with and talk with. Fun guy. Definitely amazing to work with. But moving forward, it is. Are they locking down spawn? Oh my God, they already got spawns locked down, and everyone's still in the rotation. Oct is that guy who's thinking ahead. Seeing him run the board right like that, you really got to shout him out for that one.
Yeah, big time. And now Vortex is going to be the one watching for Snaps, as Snaps picks up 3 in a row right there. He's snapping on everybody's heads, but now he finally gets taken off the board in Tool, and now Burr is going to be looking to help his teammate out on this push over through Dark, as he's going to be looking around to get the kills. The rest of the side of Team Revelations are just going to feast off those 2 players that are just looking more worse for wear. But Framley going to come in from the back and say, how do you do to 2? He might even catch another one if he can, but fortunately he gets taken out, and Cairo's going to still be living large over by Tool, as he's going to find another kill before getting taken out. The rotations are going to have to come in big time for OP White, as they're backed up against a tall wall right now at 104 for Team Revelations, and OP White, you know, sitting there with only 18 points to their name. It's getting close to embarrassing numbers right now.
Oh, you are not lying on that. OP White's about to join the 100-point club, and there it goes. The 100-point club. God, that is yikes. He's got a 100-point lead on the other team. It is absolute domination. Revelation said, yeah, we're going to run this match back, but we are not going to play around. You can see it with how they're playing, how they're setting up. They're stacking that point, and they are not holding anything back.
But Flix gets a massive 2-piece right there to help hold that hill and at least keep it neutralized for a second or two before we see Oct jump back onto it. Now Oct, he started to become a lot more patient and sort of pick up to where he left off in the previous go at things, as now he's going to be the kill leader on the map here at 16 and 8, once again living large. This Team Revelation side, they're on a steamroll right now, and OP White just needs to find some way to sort of pacify it, as the family's going to get taken out by Cairo's going to get taken out by Snaps in the back. Oct is going to be watching across and takes out Burr at long range. That can't be happening there. Burr, you got to finish those kills, as the family now going to hop into lights and get taken out. Burr once again up top this bridge, having to fight at long range with Oct, and he's going to look away and not catch Oct, as he's going to get into a close quarters gunfight with Cairo, the man you don't want to be seeing on the other end of your bullet if you're an AR player, especially that close up. The family now going to go for a wraparound to get Oct off the team's back, but you know, Team Revelations, they are smoking ahead right now. They're gonna come out on top at 200 points here, but a lot of lag hitting the server once again. We might see ourselves with another, hopefully not restart, but well, at least
ping.
Yeah, the ping is absolutely catastrophic here, as we're looking at a very, very rough lobby here. We are going to end up having to get thrown out of this one, and for good measure, we don't want to have to show you folks this at home much longer, as it's not fun to watch, right, Aatrox? Just to be simple.
Yeah, we gotta get this straight. See what we gotta do to work with our team. So Trix, you've been talking about the GAs, some of the other maps. We've been going back and forth about it. What do you think this is really going to mean for, as far as comp goes, and really getting the CDL rules in play? Do you think we're going to have a similar system with the game battles and CDL systems like on Modern Warfare and World War II? Are you really excited to see that kind of stuff? I know that they added the Striker. That's actually that used to be featured in Modern Warfare 2, and it's been in a couple of other Call of Duty games. It's all right. They're restarting. But it's really, really interesting to see what they're going to do, because I know the Striker's just a shotgun. It's going to be banned. It's going to be GA'd. That's off the top. But coming into it, it's really, really difficult and really, really confusing to try to predict what's going on. And I want to see what your opinion is, because you know how things have been with Modern Warfare. You know how things have been with all the Call of Duties before, because you've been doing this for a while. Are you excited to see more game battles and have an actual support system? Because I know as a player, because I play GBs on the side sometimes just to have fun. I don't play it competitively. I don't play ladders like all these other guys are. I just like to relax, but I like a little bit of challenge from time to time, and I want this system. What about you?
I think that ultimately I want to go with the community, and I want to go with what the majority says, and I'm not one to really put out my feelers and really get into the mud myself. Usually I let a lot of others kind of get into the mud of it, and I kind of just sit there and talk over whatever's happening in terms of gameplay. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna want what's best for the players and for the teams to compete with. I definitely want to see something more solid for a lot of these different leagues to kind of follow in unison instead of some of these leagues, and even some of these as we've seen, like regions from Europe to NA to APAC sort of following different rule sets and creating their own GA lists. I want to start seeing stuff become more unified and more solid. And once the CDL returns, we are definitely going to see something more unified brought to the table and at least played with by the pros for these global organizations or global locations, and that'll just become norm for, I believe, all regions.
So I'm gonna ask them if they're wanting to give Revelations to score for map 1. It seems like it's pretty much undisputed because they're talking about going map 2 right now.
Yeah, genuinely, yeah. I would assume that we can just go with whatever score they want in their heads, but down on paper, it's got to be a Revelations 1-0 lead right now in the series, without a doubt.
Oh, absolutely. And it's really, really difficult to actually get out here, play, and stream, and have these guys putting all this effort in, putting all this time in. Because I know these guys are running 8s. These guys are running GBs. These guys are running tourneys and leagues constantly. To come out here and have game coasting, it is frustrating for everyone involved. I'm sorry for you guys at home who are having to watch this. This is difficult to watch on our perspective, and I know it's going to be difficult to watch.
I feel bad for the old fogies that are playing on the side of OP White, like... They're like back in their day, they never had to deal with this kind of internet and this kind of technology issues and the lag and the glitching like this. Their screens would just turn on or off. That's just what it was. Their systems would just turn on or off. You'd get a blue screen, you'd get a blue light or a blue ring on your Xbox console, and bam, right there, something bad's happening. But in this case, you got something you don't know. You're out in the lobby and you're not getting any lag. When you're in the game, you're getting a lag in a match. Like, it just don't make sense, man. The numbers, 1 + 1 just ain't adding up to 2 here.
I'm sitting here looking at it. It's like, are we playing on that old fax machine? I mean, is this the router?
That's facts, bro. That's facts.
That is facts.
I'm gonna be real with you. I've been sitting on a pretty juicy dad joke, and I kind of want to say it while we're on this little intermission. So feel free to predict how many viewers we lose due to my dad joke. But did you know that 10 + 10 equals the same thing as 11 + 11?
20 and 22.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I laughed at it. No, God, I had to think about it for a second. I've not heard that one before. God, no. Why did I laugh at it?
Well,
it's just so stupid.
Well, I'm glad the laughter came out because it validates me as not being an absolutely terrible comedian when it comes to dad jokes. But it looks like the lobby is going to be ready here, and we are going to see Moscow Search and Destroy being the second map in this one, as I'm just going to give the players the go-ahead. Now, Aatrox, we love on the commentary side of things to predict Search and Destroy scores for Oculus Performance teams here. And what is your prediction for this one?
You're putting me in a tough spot. because I know where my boys are. I know how my boys are, and S&D is where they like it. That is what they know. That is what they pride themselves on. Even if they practice hardpoint all day long, that's where they got it. So I'm gonna say, I gotta be critical here. I'm thinking 3-6 at winner Oculus.
So you're going with a 3-6 for Oculus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying Team Revelations takes this one 6-4.
6-4 to Revelations.
Yeah.
That is tough.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. As right now, it's pretty back and forth, but OP White is going to come out on top in the trades here. But Burr, he's going to get taken out in the mix. It's going to be down to a 2 versus 1. Right now, the one player alone is going to be Vortex. Is he going to be ready for the player just chilling to the right here? As the flank is also incoming here. It's pending. It's pending patent right now here as Snaps is going to get caught out here. That's going to be one. Will Vortex be ready for the Framley? He will not be ready for the Framley. And that Framley moves into this house in that room that we saw Vortex chilling in and takes him out. The Framley hungry for this first round of Search and Destroy to go him and his team's way. And he's able to convincingly grab it off of a nice trade. Well-timed trade after losing Snaps.
You know what they say, right? Fram don't slide. Fram does not slide. That man loves his AR, but he don't. There's one thing he don't do, and what is that, Trix?
He don't slide. Okay. Well, I'll let that one slide as I didn't really get the reference for the most part. But Team Revelations, Oct, we're going to jump on with him as he's 2-1 in this one. Framley going 3-0. Obviously, we might want to watch his POV, but I just want to see this long shot right here. So nobody's going to be doing anything here. The Framley, instead, he's going to slide. He's going to slide as he rotates over. and he's going to be looking out from Eskies right here across that A bomb site in the 2 versus 2 here. As we were switching POVs, obviously the players decided to get a little tricky on us over by A and cause a big scuffle to go down, and 2 players on both sides seem to come out living right here. As the Lone Wolfies is going to come in. He's going to take one out. That's going to be the Framley, the resident winner of the last round. And Burr is going to come big, dropping 2 players off of that map, saying bye-bye to you folks, as OP White come in hot in the first 2 rounds of the Search and Destroy, not playing around as he predicted them to win this series. And they're looking hot and heavy right now.
Good Lord. Now, Fran proved me wrong. He went ahead and slid. But on God, that was some nasty stuff. I was worried because they were playing trades heavy that round. We're about to see it again. It's really, really interesting because they are just sticking to it. You'll see blue, white, back and forth. Really, it's whoever gets that first bullet, it seems like. And it's getting really, really close to watch. It's really fun. So what do you think? You going to stick with that 6 for Kai? You want to give him the win?
You know what? I did say 4 for OP White, and that means they have to win some rounds here. But right now, Team Revelations, they also need to win a round or 2 here to even get themselves a win here. With Kairos in the 1 versus 3, gonna find 1 kill here. Can he catch the kid next to him? He will catch that player, take him out, put himself in the 1 versus 1 now. Can he do it? The Framley is the last player to take out over on the side of OP White. Arguably the best player right now so far for this side in Search and Destroy, showcasing a 4-1 right now on a 1 streak here in this round. But Kairos stepping up hot this round. He's already on 3 kills this round. Can he get the 4th for the ace? He's gonna spot Framley and he's gonna get the ace. He is gonna get the ace.
That is nasty.
He does nasty stuff here. He absolutely farted in the toilet bowl and just left a nasty spray all over the OP players, and it was disgusting. But what he did there was brutal here. He got 4 kills in the round in a 1 versus 3 situation. Clutches everything up for his team while they were down in the dirt from losing the first couple rounds. Team Revelations.
Man, if I was able to say something to Kai right now, be careful, brother, because all that heavy lifting is going to hurt your back. You gotta enjoy being young, but all that carrying of your team, that's a lot of weight you gotta carry on your shoulders, especially with aces like that. That was beautiful. Good shit, man.
Yeah, but like you said, he's young. He could maybe carry it. You were saying this team revelation side's a bit young, and over on the side of OP White, Framley and Burr, they're both gonna have to carry the team together because their shoulders are just aren't ready for that. They just ain't built like that, Kairos he built different, and Kairos is gonna get taken out by Snaps just as I say it, and things are gonna be a 3 versus 3 with Snaps. He's gonna be taking the shotgun position right here over by Gold, and maybe taking out a player that's number 7 on the mini map, and Oct, who's kind of loitering in and around that building over there. And he's going to be watching that flank for Street, and he's not going to catch any of these defensive players pushing up that aggressively. Now, the offense have 40 seconds to still plant this bomb. B site definitely not going to be the one they've decided to push to. So it's going to be a site push instead. Vortex is going to scout out Burr here. He's going to take some shots. Oct is going to win a battle in the middle of the map. That's going to put his team up in a 3 versus 2 position here. Now, Lone Wolf is going to be working around that A-bomb site to try to help out his teammate as Oct comes in on the pinch. It's all up to Burr in the 1 versus 2 here. Can he at least grab one player here and put himself in a 1 versus 1? It's going to be interesting to see. It looks like he might catch one on the round around, and instead that player is going to turn around and say, nah, you think you can catch me? Nah, no swiper, no swiping here.
So the score is 2-2. This is going to be a close one. I think we both going to be wrong at this rate. It's yikes. Man, you got to be worried. I'm chewing on my nails up here. This is going to be another one of those matches where we're going back and forth watching these two titans and just fight it out.
You were the one that also asked me, oh, do you want to change your guess for who wins? Little jinxing of his team there? Huh?
A little bit.
Well, right now it looks like you're going to be the one biting your nails, sir, as Flix and Burr gets taken out first, blooded by Kairos at long range. The Snaps, he's going to get a kill over on Oct, taking him out. I believe those were the two that had their scuffle in the middle of the map last round, and Oct came out on top. But Kairos, he's building a kill streak again. He's on 2 kills this round, but he gets killed from the back here by Snaps, putting his team in a 2 versus 2 position with Lone Wolf and Vortex having to do things together here. Different duo for a 2 versus 2, and they're going to find the first kill in the 2 versus 2 here. Now the bomb, it looks like it's going to get planted over at B, and now Flix's position's given away as Lone is going to find him there, but Flix turns around and takes him out. Caught timing perfect with that nade, and Vortex gets the perfect timing right there on his shots as he's able to take down Flix and not give Flix the 1 versus 2 satisfaction. Instead, Vortex is just going to defuse that bomb and get out just in time for dinner.
You are not kidding. He is gone, and he's got a lead back for Revelations. And Flix, come on, man, let's see you live up to your name. I've seen you do it before. Man, he got that straight flick on the first guy, but he did not get the comeback.
You know what might have helped him in the second gunfight if he would have slid?
Yeah, well, he's not Fram, so he doesn't have to worry about sliding as much. Because Fram don't slide.
Well, right now, Team Revelations, they've won 3 rounds back-to-back to answer the 2-0 start for OP White. Now, how would you feel if this side ended up continuing their streak right now of 3 in a row in rounds? When do you start really biting your nails and feeling like it might be over there? Aatrox as a usual spectator here.
I mean, I watch every match that my guys play. I have to. I have pride in what they do. I really support them. And yeah, it's a little bit intense, but it's often best if you keep a cool head and stay focused. Have pride in the team. That's why they're my team, right?
Flix gets a nice long-range kill with the headshot in there. I just love that satisfying ding as it hits the helmet. And Burr is going to get a little flank kill in there too in the 2 versus 2. Now put Oct down in the 1 versus 2 position here as he's gonna have to do it all. He spots out Burr. He knows where he is. He knows where Flix is, and he's gonna take out Burr. That's gonna be a surgical remotion of Flix from the map. I'm making up words. Casters do it, and Oct is gonna have to try to play this plant here over at B. But will he just decide to turn around and take out the target behind him? I'm not quite sure here. Instead, he's going to have to run away from this bomb site. The other player scouts him out, and that's going to be Burr getting the final kill, getting the last laugh, and getting his team in this one tied up at 3-3 going into round number 7.
I got to tell you, man, you weren't fucking playing. It is tight. It is close. And you're still on point. Right now, for me to win and to go with my prediction, my team has to 3-0 them. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible because Kai just did it. So I know my guys can do it. But it's going to be tight.
Bro, it's
I might
tighter,
not have the great
tighter than
power
my
to keep it
hand in a Pringles jar, if I do say so myself, as I'm feeling pretty snacky right now. As the team OP White have been pretty hungry to get that third round win for 3 in a row wins for Team Revelations. It's definitely a bit scary when you see the opposition get such a nice streak going for themselves. As right now they're getting a streak of kills, as Oct is going to get in there, but the team kill comes through, and that's going to make things a bit easier for Burr now in the 1 versus 3 instead of the 1 versus 4. But he still drops, and you still see Team Revelations come out with the round going their way after such a fast-paced battle over at A, which tends to be the way this map plays out on Search and Destroy for sure. That A site is so often fought over from an offense and defensive standpoint. You're sending 1 to 2 people there almost always, maybe 2 to 3 for the most part, over to that A site, just because of how important that real estate is to have both as defense and offense. And in Aatrox, your team, well, obviously, you're seeing 3 pickups and then 1 regular, and the regular who was also involved in the recent win for OP Black on Tuesday, I believe, right? Now, Snaps, do you find that maybe Search and Destroy isn't his strongest game type? Like, what do you think from seeing him so far? What are your thoughts on what game types maybe favor him?
Snaps as a player is a respawn player. He does great in hardpoint, and he does really well in control. It's not all about the kills for Snaps. It's positioning, it's teamwork, it's coordination, and seeing him work with the other guys. That I fully have confidence. If it goes out and we're playing control, we're playing a best of 5 series right now, so we're going to be playing control because I think that we're going to have this right here tied up, and I think that we are going to see our guys actually do a lot better when we're not having the host issues we're having. That being said, we are getting our asses wiped right now. It is disgusting and difficult to watch.
Oh, but Flix comes in with 2 big ones. Can he get the last one? He won't.
No.
The flick just isn't there. It's in his name, but it just isn't in what we just saw there in the moment. He flicked around for the second, but just did not have it in him to get the third one. As we see Team Revelation squeaking out another round by the skin of their teeth. Just to obviously reiterate, they aren't taking them obviously fully, dominantly winning rounds all the time. Team Revelations, even though they are ahead, 5-3, they're still very close. Like that last one there, Flix coming in with a lot of energy and definitely showed up big time for his team to really battle it closer and even get that 1 versus 1 fight at the end. As Oct coming big for his side, gets 2 massive kills street side and still has the family at long range to deal with here. He might be able to take him out too, and that would be 3 on the board for him. As we see Snaps going on a bit of a journey, I would say, a bit of a trip over into the enemy team spawn here as he's behind that B site. Now the family is going to get left kind of like waiting and hanging all in his own street side, and Snaps just not there to support. That's going to be really crucial that he didn't get that support there, because this now looks like it might be the the round that you see Team Revelations win and put the dagger into the into OP White's so to speak coffin, as Team Revelations are gonna find the kill. He's gonna find one kill in the 1 versus 3, but gets taken out in the 1 versus 2. Now that's gonna be Team Revelations winning 6-3. Not exactly the score I predicted, Aatrox, but still nonetheless a win for them.
It's the score I predicted, just backwards.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes that happens, as we are going to see ourselves with a 2-0 lead right now on the scoreboard for Team Revelations, going into a control that's going to be on a map. I don't know yet which map was chosen by these teams, but so far, definitely an entertaining and fun series. I do have to say so myself. And for those of you at home that tune in and out during the matchup, how are you guys feeling? Are you guys all biting your nails like Aatrox over there, or are you maybe enjoying some popcorn? Enjoying some snacks, luxury of a nice leather couch, or potentially even a cardboard box if you're living in tough conditions somewhere. As Aatrox,
Well,
we're gonna take a break, right?
Yep, we're gonna take a break right quick. Be back 60 seconds.
Exactly. We'll be back, folks.
I'm coming over, Savannah. We'll never be alone, Savannah. The beauty of the world, Savannah. Let's all take a roll.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back, and we have ourselves Team Revelations and OP White squaring off here on map number 3, with Team Revelations up 2-0 in the series right now for them in the best of 5. They could close things out on this map, as we're going to be loading into control on Checkmate. As most of you guys know that watch these streams and have seen these teams play control on Checkmate, it's very plain focused. That is the place of power on this map. And Aatrox, I'm not sure if you can hear me here. Maybe say a little hello to the chat. Well, welcome yourself back in here. Hopefully I have you around here. And if not, you'll be popping back in whenever you get back from whatever you're up to.
Hello. What's up, man?
There we go.
We're back.
We are back, my friend, and right now we are going to see the side of OP White on it looks like the offense to start things off. As like you've said before, when breaking down control, it's going to be predominantly about how you use your defensive rounds and making sure that you actually win those, because so many times you see teams slip up and lose one defensive round, and then that just ends up costing the entire control for them. As right now, OP White is doing their best to try to keep this one close, as the life lead is at 4 right now for Team Revelations.
It's really important to take the time to evaluate what's going on when you're playing game modes like Control, especially on this map, and to take the time to reset, evaluate what's going on, and to just look and make sure everything's functioning. You take the time. You have to be methodical, you have to be consistent, and you have to be lethal. It's really, really intense at times, and respawn like this is where we're going to see Snap stand out. Like I told you, he's already at the top. You're already seeing him pop off. So I really, really can't wait to see how much this progresses further into the match.
Yeah, well, as things are progressing, we see the time actually running out for the side of OP White on this one, and they needed to get a hold of one of those points to extend that and give themselves more of a fighting chance in that in this first round of the control. But it's going to go over to the side of Team Revelations as expected, though. I want to make sure that you guys all know, as expected, as they were the ones on the defense to start things off here. Now, it's expected that they win the round, but doing so this fast without having the other team grab and capture a point, that wasn't necessarily expected. I think we both expected a bit more out of OP White off the get-go, off the break here, as Flicks not finding himself yet. He hasn't really found his stride, hasn't really woken up yet with his Krieg, as he's still dropping that donut coming into this round number 2 of this one. And the plane is going to be where the action's at right off the rip, and Framley is going to win the first opening battle on top of that one, as Oct, he's going to be making himself, giving away his presence, and he's going to be traded out. And Flicks, like we say, we target him a bit, or I target him a little bit on his donut. He shows up with 2 kills in a row right here to continue to work that one, as he's continuing to work himself over to the A side. But B, definitely the spot of contention right now for Team Revelations. And well, OP White doing a great job in holding them away from it, as they are unable to grab a hold of one tick of it.
You ain't kidding. It's really, really, really wild to see of them just scratching and struggling to make shit happen.
Whew.
Fram really, really struggling this match. Same thing with Flicks. You're right. They are having a tough go.
Flicks? What do you mean? I was just about to say it's getting hot in here, as Flicks is on a 6 streak right now after I said that, oh, you have a donut from your first round, not heating up at all. Well, the man's looking like he's at, ghost pepper levels of hot right now. But as I start giving him some polish to his sneakers, he gets taken out over by that site. And well, B, it looks like it's going to be interesting, the first target of choice for the team on offense to try to take control of. And usually it's not the case. Usually A ends up being the first one, the first location for the party to go down. And Oct, he's going to get some massive kills there to keep the lives in even footing right now, as we're going to see the side of Team Revelation stack 2 players on this B site to really try to hold it and capture it quick. As Bird's going to get in behind one, he's not going to catch the other one, and that looks like B is going to get secured in A. It's stacked up, and it's going by quick, and Team Revelations sneaks an offensive round. This is, I was just talking about it. I was just talking about this in the opening round with the offense for the side of OP White. They have offenses to give, but for them to give away a defense, this is even more do or die than the situation they were looking at going into this map, being down 0-2 in the series. As right now we do have to give a little bit of an applaud to one of the moderators out there that had just deleted a message that was unnecessary for the chat. And it's one of those ones that people see often in their streams here and there. As unfortunately we get those here, but we do get some nice kills from Burr at long range to open things off right there, as he's going to be on one streak right now. He's going to catch the other one sliding out, and now Burr's going to look to try to snap on the second, but snaps. He's going to be the one to snap onto him instead, and it looks like they're going to instead look to play this B site as their first priority here. As Burr continues to build his streak, he's at 3 in a row. He gets finally taken out by Vortex there. But, you know, one tick on B is, you know, damage is done there. I feel like that was a good first opening play from Burr and the side of OP White to try to give themselves something to work with. And, you know, now you're looking over at A. That was nearly one tick counted over for that. But, you know, things are close. The lives are close. You know, Flick's getting a kill there with his trophy. Interesting stuff there. Doesn't really happen too often in old games, but just in this one, it tends to be a lot of trophy kills I come across when watching VODs and when commentating. And you know, Oct is continuing to show up phenomenally in the respawns for his team. You know, defense, you know, sure, defense is strong. You know, you're gonna be feeling a lot better when you're playing on a defensive side instead of on an offensive side in control every day of the week. And this Team Revelation side, they definitely did not come to play. You know, they did not turn out to play. They turned out to turn out the pockets of OP White, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. As time is ticking past, and Aatrox, it's about to say goodbye, right?
It's hard to say it, and it's hard to be the one to say it, but that's game.
Yeah, it is game. Team Revelations, they win the Control 3-0. And same as the Control score, we see the series score in the best of 5 across the maps go 3-0 the way of Team Revelations. And, you know, the Dino Squad, Team Oculus Performance White, unable to come out on top today. Maybe another day when they're up against a different type of opponent, you might see a different score line for them that maybe favors them or looks a little bit more competitive. But tonight you see Team Revelations coming on top. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to Kairos, Vortex, Oct, and Lone Wolf for your performance. Over on the other side, you know, thank you so much for the entertainment you guys brought us as well. Oculus Performance White with Flix, the Framley, Burr, and an Oculus Black member who definitely deserves a lot more praise for his performance on Tuesday than the one he came into today. Definitely not expecting to obviously put up the greatest numbers with the teammates that he had today, but still gave us entertainment nonetheless, and that's Snapsa.
I really got to agree with you. The thing we really had to focus on is staying on point, our positioning, and then our timing. With the connections issues and everything else, you really see OP White having a lot of fall throughs and a lot of issues. I think that was not necessarily the biggest part of our downfall, but it definitely were a bunch of contributing factors. When it come down to it, just didn't win our gunnies, just didn't win. It wasn't our night. That being said, if you are in the chat, stick out around in the chat. We're going to go raid one of our streamers here at Oculus Performance. Tell them to say hello. Hit them with that OP Nation. Talking about that's what it is. Just a little bit OP, bro.
Yeah, give him a little OP. Right. Give him a little hashtag OP raid. You know, a little bit of oil and elbow grease in the joint. So, we're gonna say goodbye to you guys from our commentating side of things. You know, our voices, but we will play some music while we set up for this raid. Okay, folks. So get ready because the raid will be coming to you guys shortly.
thank everyone who's been here, and especially thank you, Strix. It's great